Hello guys. So today we will try to understand the difference between SPA versus PWA versus MPA. Okay. So the first thing is the SPA. In SPA case, we have only the one HTML file which we need to which will get downloaded when you when you will load your application first time, right? And then after that, based on your interaction, the other pages will get render it. But because it has only the one HTML file, all these pages are actually kind of the view, and those will get rendered in the front end only. And if you want to, if you need the data like new data, then we have to call the API to get the data and render in the in page, right? So that's how this SPA application works normally. The next thing which I want to talk about the PWA. In PWA, like when we talk about the PWA, so the first question comes into like, can SPA be a PWA, right? So answer is like definitely yes, because we can convert our SPA application into a PWA, and where we just need to add additional features like which are the standard for the PWA, and then your application will become as a PWA. Okay. So let's say if you talk about the PWA feature like offline support plus push notification, and you need to have HTTPS, and then you want to support your app icon as well, right? So all these features you can add in your SPA application anytime. Then your application will become as a PWA kind of. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about the MPA. MPA is your multiple page application where you have multiple HTML files. So whenever you are going for the any other page, then your application will load again the your HTML file plus all these libraries which are necessary for your page. All those things will get downloaded every time whenever you are going in new page, right? So this is the main difference here, SPA, PWA versus MPA. Plus, I want to take few other things here. Okay. So one thing which I want to talk about the MPA is like who is actually like using it. MPA is still used by the Amazon, eBay, and New York Times, and few other companies is still actually like using this. And in the next page, we need to understand like why MPA is still useful, right? So SPA is like definitely is a new trend, and majority of the companies actually are using it, but there are like some requirement for the MPA. So those things we will talk about into next slide here. So the first point which I want to talk about is speed, or you can say is your loading time here. So your website, if you are like very focused about the speed, then here if you compare about SPA versus MPA, then SPA will be the like winner here, because it has to download only the one page, and that is at the first time when you are loading your application, and other pages it will render in the client side only. And then but if you talk about the SPA versus PWA, then PWA would be the best here, because it has offline support plus it has caching mechanism, right? So due to that, the speed would be the best with the PWA application. The next point which I want to talk about the complex tasks. So complex tasks, like this is like very important factor when you are getting the MPA kind of the application. So MPA is like you need the MPA type of the application when you have the complex task. What I mean about the complex task, like when you have lots of the computation to be done in the server, and that's where it's like loading time will be like makes less importance here, and it is more focused to the computation or the business logic is which will take most time. So in that kind of the applications requirement where you have huge computation part to be done in the server, in that case only the MPA is used here. Okay. So here MPA application will be the preferred one. Next is the user experience here. When you talk about the user experience, so any SPA application we can convert into PWA by adding the few additional features which are required for the PWA. Then plus additional to all the SPA feature which we are getting it, we have few other user engagement feature as a push notification, which will definitely increase more engagement. Plus PWA has offline support, so there user can work in the offline mode as well. And you will have more device feature access in case of the PWA as well, right? So the user experience would be the best with the PWA application here. The next point to consider is the web analytics and SEO. So when you talk about the web analytics, when you have single page application where you have only the one page, right? Because here, so all the analytics part you need to add in your interaction level. But when you talk about the MPA is it like you can easily track all the pages because you can you have different like pages, right? Different HTML file to be like loaded. So it's easy to add the analytics in each page level here. But and when you talk about the SEO is easy in case of the MPA because here you can add the search related text in each page level. But in case of the SPA, we have only the one page. So that's the like limitation here. So when you are building any application which is more focused to the SEO, then it's always preferred to go with the MPA approach. Okay. Next is to understand the tightly coupled front-end and back-end. So when you have the single page application, in single page application, it's like very separate and we do not like worry about anything about the backend side. We only, if you want to call any API, if you want to get any data from the server, we only need to know what is the request and what would be the response from the API. So that signature, only request response signature, we should know only here. And we should not worry about any other implementation for the backend because this API will be separately handled by the backend team here. But in case of the MPA, because this HTML page will get rendered by the server itself, so sometimes the implementation is like heavily tightly coupled with the MVC approach, where view which like done by the front end, but the front end team should know about like what like how is the controller is binded with the controller and model are like working. So that like due to that binding is a little tightly coupled in case of the MPA approach. Okay. The one last question is the we have, can we have an application with MPA plus SPA? So this is like very important question here. When we building any MPA application, so maybe in some of the pages where you are more focused or more like your logic is like very complex or you need more SEO to be done. So that is fine. You can have those pages separate. But if you want to use the benefit from the SPA type of the application, you can add SPA feature or the SPA library directly. You can introduce in your any page directly, right? So you will have this like MPA advantage plus as well as you have the SPA advantage as well in your application. So that application will have mix of MPA plus SPA approaches. Okay. Now I hope you will have better clarity with SPA, PWA and MPA. Right. Thank you for watching this video.